Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The action of accomplishing something. An ability that has been acquired by training. The action of accomplishing something. A military engagement. He saw action in Korea. A judicial proceeding brought by one party against another. One party prosecutes another for a wrong done or for protection of a right or for prevention of a wrong. The operating part that transmits power to a mechanism. The piano had a very stiff action. Institute legal proceedings against. File a suit against. She actioned the company for discrimination. Put in effect. He actioned the operation. The state of being active. He is out of action. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. The action of natural forces. An act by a government body or supranational organization. Recent federal action undermined the segregationist position. Something done, usually as opposed to something said. There were stories of murders and other unnatural actions. The most important or interesting work or activity in a specific area or field. The action is no longer in technology stocks but in municipal bonds. The series of events that form a plot. His novels always have a lot of action. The trait of being active and energetic and forceful. A man of action. Accomplishment of an objective. Someone who arrives, or has arrived. The act of arriving at a certain place. They awaited her arrival. An ability that has been acquired by training. Arrival at a new stage. His attainment of puberty was delayed by malnutrition. The act of achieving an aim. The attainment of independence. Baseball. An advance to first base by a batter who receives 4 balls. He worked the pitcher for a base on balls. An initial accomplishment that opens the way for further developments. The town became a beachhead in the campaign to ban smoking outdoors. A bridgehead on the enemy's shoreline seized by an amphibious operation. The Germans were desperately trying to contain the Anzio beachhead. An easy accomplishment. Winning the tournament was a cakewalk for him. A strutting dance based on a march, was performed in minstrel shows, originated as a competition among black dancers to win a cake. Perform the cakewalk dance. Something achieved, or escaped, by a narrow margin. Something achieved, or escaped, by a narrow margin. A short note recognizing a source of information or of a quoted passage. Ascribe an achievement to. She was not properly credited in the program. An accounting entry acknowledging income or capital items. An estimate, based on previous dealings, of a person's or an organization's ability to fulfill their financial commitments. Approval. He was given credit for his work. Arrangement for deferred payment for goods and services. Recognition by a college or university that a course of studies has been successfully completed, typically measured in semester hours. Accounting. Enter as credit. We credit your account with $100. An entry on a list of persons who contributed to a film or written work. The credits were given at the end of the film. Give someone credit for something. We credited her for saving our jobs. Have trust in. Trust in the truth or veracity of. Money available for a client to borrow. Used in the phrase, to your credit, in order to indicate an achievement deserving praise. She already had several performances to her credit. Earnest and conscientious activity intended to do or accomplish something. Made an effort to cover all the reading material. Use of physical or mental energy, hard work. He got an A for effort. A series of actions advancing a principle or tending toward a particular end. Contributed to the war effort. A notable achievement. The book was her finest effort. The act of getting recruits, enlisting people for the army, or for a job or a cause, etc. Draw from. Make good use of. We must exploit the resources we are given wisely. Use or manipulate to one's advantage. He exploit the new taxation system. Work excessively hard. He is exploiting the students. A notable achievement. An act that avoids a loss of face, of dignity or prestige. An act that avoids a loss of face, of dignity or prestige. An irreversible accomplishment. A notable achievement. He performed a great feat. An area in hostile territory that has been captured and is held awaiting further troops and supplies. The only foothold left for British troops in Europe was Gibraltar. An initial accomplishment that opens the way for further developments. They are presently attempting to gain a foothold in the Russian market. A place providing support for the foot in standing or climbing. The act of liberating someone or something. The act of departing. Euphemistic expressions for death. Advancing toward a goal. Persuading him was easy going. In full operation. A going concern. Cutting grass and curing it to make hay. Taking full advantage of an opportunity while it lasts. The act of liberating someone or something. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. The attempt to achieve equal rights or status. She worked for women's liberation. The most outstanding work of a creative artist or craftsman. An outstanding achievement. An achievement demonstrating great skill or mastery. Something achieved, or escaped, by a narrow margin. Move past. A black limousine passed by when she looked out the window. Eliminate from the body. Grant authorization or clearance for. A usually brief attempt. Success in satisfying a test or requirement. His future depended on his passing that test. Come to pass. Of advancing the ball by throwing it. A team with a good passing attack. Pass from physical life and lose all bodily attributes and functions necessary to sustain life. A document indicating permission to do something without restrictions. The media representatives had special passes. Cause to pass. She passed around the plates. Be superior or better than some standard. Transmit information. Pass along the good news. Go unchallenged. Be approved. Pass over, across, or through. Place into the hands or custody of. Sports. The act of throwing the ball to another member of your team. The pass was fumbled. Pass into a specified state or condition. Make laws, bills, etc. or bring into effect by legislation. They passed the amendment. A difficult juncture. A pretty pass. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. A permit to enter or leave a military installation. He had to show his pass in order to get out. Pass by. A bad or difficult situation or state of affairs. Travel past. The sports car passed all the trucks. Disappear gradually. The pain eventually passed off. American football. A play that involves one player throwing the ball to a teammate. The coach sent in a passing play on 3rd and long. Baseball. An advance to first base by a batter who receives 4 balls. The location in a range of mountains of a geological formation that is lower than the surrounding peaks. We got through the pass before it started to snow. An automatic advance to the next round in a tournament without playing an opponent. Go successfully through a test or a selection process. She passed the New Jersey bar exam and can practice law now. Be inherited by. Use up a period of time in a specific way. Any authorization to pass or go somewhere. The pass to visit had a strict time limit. Accept or judge as acceptable. The teacher passed the student although he was weak. A complimentary ticket. The star got passes for his family. A flight or run by an aircraft over a target. The plane turned to make a second pass. Allow to go without comment or censure. The insult passed as if unnoticed. Go across or through. We passed the point where the police car had parked. Military. A written leave of absence. He had a pass for 3 days. One complete cycle of operations, as by a computer. It was not possible to complete the computation in a single pass. Throw. A ball, to another player. Smith passed. Transfer to another, of rights or property. Our house passed under his official control. A dramatic or musical entertainment. They listened to 10 different performances. Process or manner of functioning or operating. They compared the cooking performance of each oven. The act of performing, of doing something successfully, using knowledge as distinguished from merely possessing it. They criticized his performance as mayor. Any recognized accomplishment. They admired his performance under stress. The act of presenting a play or a piece of music or other entertainment. We congratulated him on his performance at the rehearsal. The act of physically reaching or thrusting out. Accomplishment of an objective. Register electronically. They recorded her singing. sound recording consisting of a disc with a continuous groove, used to reproduce music by rotating while a phonograph needle tracks in the groove. Indicate a certain reading of gauges and instruments. A compilation of the known facts regarding something or someone. Al Smith used to say, "Let's look at the record." Be aware of. The sum of recognized accomplishments. The lawyer has a good record. A list of crimes for which an accused person has been previously convicted. He ruled that the criminal record of the defendant could not be disclosed to the court. Make a record of. Set down in permanent form. A document that can serve as legal evidence of a transaction. They could find no record of the purchase. An extreme attainment. The best, or worst, performance ever attested, as in a sport. He tied the Olympic record. Anything, such as a document or a phonograph record or a photograph, providing permanent evidence of or information about past events. The film provided a valuable record of stage techniques. The number of wins versus losses and ties a team has had. At 9-0, they have the best record in their league. The act of getting recruits. Enlisting people for the army, or for a job or a cause, etc.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.